Okay, so now I would like to explain and break down a little bit of one of my newest pieces called the Owl Warrior, which is also a little bit of a sort of slightly more advanced example of a technique of in one of the videos I covered earlier about utilizing a tight-lipped embouchure trumpet technique for easier transition in going between drone and trumpet. I'd like to demonstrate a little bit of the structure of that song now, in case you haven't seen the other video, and break down a little bit of what I do. So the initial rhythm that I start out the piece with is a real fast, quick succession of a few, the first trumpet in sort of like a rapid fire little rhythm that mingles back and forth between drone and trumpet as such. This is really a great example of utilizing the drawn-in, spittier style trumpet technique that I mentioned in one of the other tutorial videos. Basically what I'm doing here is just sort of spitting that in a real quick rhythm in between transferring to the drone, such as which is quite a bit more advanced than just the embouchure that I mentioned in the previous video, but I'm just utilizing that and then real quickly dropping back down into the drone, going back up into the trumpet, and then dropping it down again. Breathing sometimes on the trumpet notes, but a lot of the time taking big breaths in as I'm dropping down into the drone. After that, I go into a piece that's really or a phase of the song that's really flapping the cheeks really quickly, but still utilizing the same rhythm and pattern in the trumpet technique. And that's really just a very quick flutter of the cheeks that sort of gives it a little bit more staccato-y part as I'm transitioning into the next phase of the song. After that, I begin utilizing some of the lower vocals and work that into a melody where, after I transition slightly more from drone to trumpet, I'm really just doing that quick, spitty, tight-lipped embouchure trumpet technique incorporated with a little bit of lower voice as well. And then back into the initial phase of the piece. So this is sort of, I think, a pretty good example of utilizing that trumpet technique in a sort of more complex rhythm and putting it into a song. I'm really using that to go back and forth really comfortably and smoothly between the drone and the trumpet, creating the different access, and then in the piece the part that I just showed you, I'm incorporating voice into that as well. I recommend people starting off with this to just start very slowly and patiently practicing a smooth transition from drone to trumpet. But if you want to incorporate voice, or just start exploring it in a little bit different way, if you're kind of bored with the repetition of that particular practice, it can be good to isolate just the part where I was using just the trumpet in fast repetition as such. But you can, of course, arrange that in any rhythm or pattern that feels comfortable to you while you're exploring just getting used to creating and hitting the trumpet note with that technique.